What
too.
did you do differently?
I don't know, girl. This microphone, it's like amazing, but I don't get it. It's like every time we start, right? Every single time I've tried to use it, it works and then doesn't work.
Yeah.
I switched
10
the
minutes
holes.
Oh, okay. That sounds very IT.
Right. I had like one hole was the charger, or the other hole was the microphone, so I switched them, and it now works. So
maybe there was like a speck of dust in there.
there might have been a speck of dust in the hole. Yeah.
Also, okay, your eyebrows look amazing. Did you just get them done?
Okay, can I tell you something?
Yes.
I've never had them waxed. I
Have
tweeze
I asked you
myself
this before?
I don't think so, but maybe. My mom has really good eyebrows, so it's genetic, I think. But I tweezed them maybe on like Tuesday.
How can you tweeze them without them just completely disappearing? Every time I try to tweeze my own, they're gone.
Really? They don't come back?
Yeah. No, I just can't do it right. Like I'm always trying to even them out, and then all of a sudden I'm missing it. Yeah.
You know, okay, actually funny story. One time I think it was 7th or 8th grade, there was this girl in my grade who had, I don't know if I should say this. Oh, well, she's not listening to this podcast. She had bad eyebrows.
I think you're good.
Thank you. That's true. She's whatever. So she has really good, or she had bad eyebrows. Like
define bad eyebrows though.
They were really like thin. Like she had overplucked them or whatever. It was the early 2000s, different time. But like, I was always proud of my brows. And so, but then I think I had started tweezing them when I was in 7th or 8th grade because I looked in a mirror. My mom had one of those like mirrors that makes you bigger. Like
I hate the Zoom mirrors. Those are insane.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I literally have a unibrow. And my mom's like, I mean, you don't, but like, if you want to start tweezing your eyebrows. So I started tweezing them. And then I remember I went to school and the girl was like, I mean this so nicely. You really like overplucked.
The girl with no eyebrows?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, if she's telling me my eyebrows look bad. So then ever since then, I'm like traumatized. So I just do like, if there's just wild like a little hair. Guy. Remember wild hair?
Yeah.
Call back? Yes. No, but my friend Cynthia also, by the way, I meant to tell you this. She texted me yesterday. She's like binge listened to all of them. She's like, I didn't know what a wild hair is either.
Oh
so
my
maybe
God,
I made this up.
Thank you, Cynthia. Honestly,
I made it up.
Dude, eyebrows are a thing though. If I let mine, I get them done, and like for a week they look great, and then day 8, I don't know what's going on. Mine are like a big. There's no shape if I don't get them done. They're just like a line, a thick line. But I can't do it my own.
Yeah, I think I tweeze like I try to do like once a week because then they start getting like a little unibrowy. I mean, it's like only I can see it really up. Like no one's looking at my face that close, but thank you for saying that. I also fill them in a little. It's like my biggest, like I literally will go on runs and bike rides, and before, even if it's like 5 a.m., I will fill them in. I'm like, I'm not leaving the house.
Really good topic, because before going on a run, bike, maybe not swim, what are the skincare / makeup things that you will do?
So it's the same for both bike ride and run. I keep it simple. I just do, I think it's like Sunbum is the brand, face sunscreen, SPF 50. Slap that on, and then fill my brows. That's all I do. Unless I have like a really big zit, which has been happening a lot lately, like really just disgusting, like juicy. I'll hit it with a little concealer,
just
but like
tap it on.
Just tap it on. But by the time I'm done early, with my workout, it's been sweat off. Like you can see the zit. So.
But it's all about the start. You know what I mean?
Exactly. What about you?
I think I'm the same. I do like SPF, maybe fill in the brows if I'm meeting with people. If I'm alone, I'll just
that's true.
raw dog it.
Yeah, raw dog it. Mm-hmm.
And then before a race, I will add a little bit of mascara.
I think yes. If it's like a running race, sometimes I do that too. Not triathlon because I'll swim and it'll just like come off, but look insane. Yeah. But
wait, that'd be a fun sponsor, like a waterproof mascara to test out during a race.
That's true. Actually, this brand called Athletic, what's it called? Oh my gosh.
Athletic Nicotine. Just kidding. You posted about that on Instagram. We have to address
shocking. We have to address it. Athletic Cosmetics is the brand, I think. And they sent me some mascara. It's really good. I just, sometimes with the waterproof, then I have a really hard time getting it all off.
Oh, I can't. I never wear waterproof because it never comes off. And then I pull out my eyelashes. I only have like 5.
Same. I know. There's a finite amount.
There's a finite amount. Have you ever considered extensions?
I have a friend, shout out to Catherine. She did them for a while and they looked really, really good. And
they always look good, but they're so high maintenance, right?
They're so high maintenance. I think she had to go like She doesn't do them anymore because it was so high maintenance, but I think she'd go like every 2 weeks. I'm like, that is not a commitment. Like just getting my nails done every 2.5 to 3 weeks. That's like all I can, like I have to do that. But other than that, I'm like,
and then hair.
Nothing. Oh yeah, hair way less frequent, but yeah, definitely hair.
Same. I'm like a once a year hair girl.
Same.
Everyone's like, we know your ends need to be freaking. My hair is so gross right now. Ugh.
It takes forever, you know. I love my hair girl though. Shout out to Devin if you're listening.
Same.
A lot of shout outs today.
I mean, I don't know Devin, but I like my
she's
hair
amazing.
girl too. Shout out to Amy.
She's actually from Long Beach. She like, I have to go down there to get my hair done. I'm like, this is how much I like you.
My girl's in Beverly Hills, but she comes to Long Beach.
Yeah.
2 pounds.
Also, you just reminded me. What did you say? Oh, and you were talking about the athletic nicotine. I posted it on my story. And then shout out to Erin, another shout out today. Erin, you know who you are. She DM'd me and she's like, I don't know what's worse, this brand campaign or the one with the pooping. The one we talked about on the podcast? Yes. I was like, oh my God, look at you dropping inside jokes, Erin. I was like, I am honored. I am like so pleased. I'm tickled.
I just cannot believe with athletic nicotine. So it's kind of like a dip. It's like the company Zyn. Like, you know, all the like the cool trendy people and Silver Lake do those. I'm sure,
of course,
you know, there's people who do it. Have you ever tried those before, by the way?
No.
Dude, I felt so high. Like, I only tried it once because I had a friend, or actually no, someone I was dating for like a hot 10 minutes a long time ago would do it. And I thought it was kind of like, I don't know. And I one time I was like, can I just try it? I'm kind of curious. I put it, just like shoved it in, and I was like, oh my God. And then I like basically shit my pants, almost threw up. It was the craziest experience.
Yeah, I was like looking it up because I was like, I couldn't remember. This is so dumb. Like, I couldn't remember if nicotine or what's the other
tobacco?
one? Tobacco. I was like, which one's addictive? I think it's the nicotine, right? And like that's like the main. I couldn't remember, but anyway, it was like side effects of nicotine. It was like it can make you like, it can enhance athletic performance because I guess it can. It's like caffeine. But then it was also like you could shit your pants.
Oh, so well, then that makes me feel better that it wasn't just me. But wait, what you're saying with nicotine, if the side effect is making you poop, then I feel like that's a terrible thing for an endurance athlete.
That's kind of what I was thinking. And I was like, also, that would be insane. Like, I got so many messages that were like, what? So imagine if I was like, yeah, let me do this campaign. I would like lose all my followers. They'd be like, what is this?
Who is she?
Yeah.
But also, it's like, just, it's crazy. They're trying to tap, it's like big tobacco trying to tap into the athletic industry. Leave us alone.
Yeah, leave me alone. Like, I've got other stimulants.
I know. But then it made me think about coffee and how I'm like, ew, freaking nicotine. But then I'm like, I need my caffeine and I need my, I don't know.
Also makes you shit. So,
yeah, all the good stuff makes you shit.
Exactly. That's true. That is true.
By the way, guess who just commented on your post?
Shut up, who?
Oh my God, you know.
What?
You had to have seen it.
Wait, which post?
The one that you just did.
Today?
Let me give you a hint. You're wearing it right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, I did see it like 5 seconds ago.
Oh.
Shout out to Lululemon.
Shout out.
Listen, they've been in my DMs. Not really. It's just like every time I tag them in a story, like they reply.
They appear in the DMs.
They slide in my DMs every day. They're so thirsty. Just kidding. But I am obsessed. As we know. So shout out if Lululemon wants to sponsor us, you know.
Yeah. But do you want to be on the podcast? We'll talk about you. We literally. Oh,
I'm wearing. Look at this giant Lulu.
I'm sure I'm wearing something. Oh, I'm wearing Lulu socks.
There you go. I got this giant Lululemon Rose Bowl
jacket. There we go.
There you go.
So yeah, I feel like Lulu. We are Lulu.
Okay. Yes. That's. And I tagged them in my post because every time I make a video, first of all, I love Zoot for like everything, as we know, but their running shorts that's not true. Okay, their old version of the running shorts, that they're tight, but they didn't have any like elastic in the bottoms, so they just slide up when you run. So every time I run in those shorts, I'm just pulling out a camel toe. It's just like in my vagina. And I'm like, okay. But then once I start sweating, they kind of stick to me, you know? So they're not my favorite to run in. However, and if you're like triathletes listening, Zoot has officially put bands
a little
in
elastic
the shorts.
down there.
Okay. They did. And they gave me like one of the first pairs to like try them out. And they were like, how are they? Like, do they need to be? And I was like, they're fucking perfect. So anyway, I'm going to buy a bunch of those. So those are like, yes. They're amazing. They're so comfortable. They're perfect. But I only have one pair right now, but I'm going to get more. So it's fine. But then Lululemon. Hell yeah. And Lululemon.
What's your Lululemon short? Because I think we were different ones.
I like want to gate. Well, I tagged them I put it in my caption. So like, I guess I can't gatekeep, but they sell out so fast. And when they go back, I have like 3 pairs. If they come back in stock, I just buy them.
Sell out? What are you talking about?
Oh, this pair does, girl.
Online or in store or both?
Both. So it's the Track That high rise 3-inch. Oh my God. They're okay. So I bought
like the built-in shorts underneath.
It's got like the undies inside, and then it's got like a thicker waistband, but they're high rise, so they come up to my belly button, which I hate. I don't want my lower stomach out when I'm running. You know what I mean? It's a sensitive area.
Your lower stomach. You have a six-pack.
Only on the top, only above the waistband.
Wait, what do I wear? I wear the track or something ones.
You might wear the same ones.
No.
They have a really popular pair. I know which pair you're talking about, I think, because there's another really popular running one. And that one, I have a pair. I don't like them as much because they don't come up as high and they're not as like loose. The track, that ones are just like flowy, but they're like, they come down further. Because I had another pair, I can't remember the name, but they were like the split ones. You know what I'm talking about? They're like split on the side. And so when you run, like, like the flaps open, and I'm just
I love that. Cheeks. I think it's so cute, but I don't own any of those. I wear the speed ups.
Okay, let me look those up. They might be the same ones I have.
I have like 100 pairs of these.
I'm so not 100 with the track, but like they're never in stock. And so I put my name on like the email when they're in stock, and then I just buy a pair. I don't even care.
Okay, the Fast and Free, is that the one with like the slit that shows your butt cheek?
Yes. I had a pair, I sold them on Poshmark. I wore them like once on a run, and I was like so self-conscious. I was like, they're so cute. Maybe I need a bigger size.
Okay, maybe we should go buy them.
Maybe we should.
Lulu talk to us, and we'll report back. We should do a video of like testing all the Lulu shorts to find the best pair.
I love that idea. That would give me an excuse to. So it's perfect.
This is a really good segue into something I wanted to bring up, which I'm really upset about.
Yeah, tell me.
And it's really embarrassing. This is kind of for the girlies. So this has kind of been an episode for the girlies so far, but anyway, let me know what you would do, because you've ran in cold weather before. So had such a stupid long run yesterday. I started on the treadmill, 1 mile on the treadmill, couldn't do it. So I went outside in the tundra. You get it. 6.6.
Oh, I get it.
Finished on the treadmill because it was too cold. But when I was outside, I was wearing pants that I usually don't wear underwear with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you wear
underwear? I never wear underwear.
Usually?
Ever.
Okay.
No.
But this was a bad idea, because I think I chafed with the cold and the crotch. And I then went on the treadmill, and it was like death for the last couple of miles. So I'm recovering.
On the crotch?
On the crotch. Straight vagina. But I don't. Is this a thing with cold weather? Do we know?
I wonder, because like, I don't know, maybe because it's so dry. Oh, that's interesting.
It's like hard to think about. It's better today, for the record.
That's good. Yeah, I had like
thank you.
Not a crutch. I don't know. I told you, like, my thighs, like sometimes they chafe and sometimes they don't. I'm like, I'll blame it on my period every episode.
Seasonal chafe.
A seasonal chafe. So like
a period chafe.
Before my period, I'm like the thighs chafe, and then the next 3 weeks they don't, and then just like a vicious cycle. But
it is.
Speaking of crotch issues, so
I'm so excited.
Let's segue into this. So I finished the Festive 500, and like I was fine the whole time, but it was like, so I did. We talked about in the last episode. It's 500 kilometers between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, so it's 8 days. And so
she's crazy.
It was insane. But the first like week on Strava, like I had ridden 270 miles in a week, which I don't think I've ever done. That's a lot.
No,
so
that's
and
so
then
many.
I still had, it was so many. So I took a break because my crotch physically couldn't do it. I was like, I can knock out like 20 today, 20 tomorrow, be done. And then I was like, I can't sit on a bike seat. Like I will die. So anyway, I like took a day off, did my long run. And then on that like Tuesday, I finished it. on like 40 miles on the trainer, and my crotch felt a little better. And now I have a saddle sore. So
saddle sore.
What's just letting everyone know. So it sounds so gross. It's exactly as gross as it sounds. So it's like a sore.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's
this
fine.
Is so much work. For the record, I'm like, yeah, I did like 10 miles and I chafed. And Carolyn's like,
no,
I
okay, honestly,
311 miles and
chafing might be more unpleasant, honestly. No, it's just like a little, they come in different shapes and sizes, but it's like if you ride too much, or if you have like your bike fit isn't good, bad shorts, whatever, you can get like a bump somewhere in your crotch region, or like an actual sore. Painful. Mine's more like it's kind of like not really on my crotch, it's kind of like on the side near my butt,
like a triangle, a star.
It's like I don't even know. It's gonna go
oblong
away.
Shape.
It's oblong, and there's like, you just kind of have to like let it go on its own. I mean, you should probably see a doctor, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna do that
for legal purposes. Maybe see a doctor.
Yeah, for
perhaps.
legal purposes, if this happens to you, I always say too. I like posted about this a long time ago. I can't remember. It was like a really funny post. Some guy got mad at me in my comments. He's like, "Well, instead of making a post about it, why don't you go to a doctor?" And I was like, "I'm informing." I don't actually have a saddle sore. I'm just informing others what to do. But yeah, for this case, I have a good bike fit. I have a good saddle. It was just the fact that I had ridden way, way, way more in a week than I had previously. So,
I love the crotch update. But how did it go? So you did it along with a long run, and you swam, right?
I did. It was like a lot, and I feel like I had to run because I'm doing a half marathon in 2 weeks, and then like I need to start my marathon training. But, and then Jordan's parents were in town for the Rose Bowl game and everything. So I feel like it wasn't hard. Like my body felt okay. It was just like kind of scheduling it in.
Yeah, a lot of time.
With everything else. It was a lot of time. But it was good. I mean, luckily the weather here has been really nice. So it was like,
the weather's nice in LA.
I know. I called my mom and I was like, it's so hot out. And she's like, it's literally snowing like 8 inches here. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm like sweating. But yeah, no, it ended up being really nice. So it was like easier to. So I did like half inside, half outside. And I still, I got a couple runs in, a couple swims. But yeah, it was very time consuming. But would I do it again? Maybe.
Yeah, you would. You totally would. How was your appetite level? Was it higher than usual? Was it normal?
Definitely higher. It was higher. Fun. It's always high, but it did feel like it was higher last week. So, but it's done. Now we're chilling.
She did it. Now we're chilling. Do you feel, other than your saddle sore, do you feel like overly sore, or how are we doing?
Oh, that's a good question. Sorry, I'm trying to turn my camera on so I get some content. That's not the on button. That's why it's not turning on.
You're like, now that we're done talking about saddle sores, I will record myself.
I know, I'm kind of mad.
Camera.
Actually, kind of wanted to include that. There we go. Looks good. Okay. No, I think I felt good. I mean, my quads got a little sore. There was one ride I did like on Saturday, and it was 75 miles. It was really hilly in the mountains. And then on Sunday, I did 50. And that was when the crotch pain was really bad. But that day, my legs were like, I was just tired. I was very tired. But yeah, I mean, it was good.
You're crazy. I give you so many props.
Thank you.
Go, Carolyn. What half marathon are you doing in 2 weeks?
The Rose Bowl in Pasadena. I can like run to the start. It's so nice. I did it with my friend last year. But anyway, yes, I'm signed up, and I'm excited. It's hilly.
I want to do it. That's going to be such a good workout too.
It's amazing. So I think I'm like 2 miles from the start. So it's kind of like a little warm up down into the bowl. That's what
are you going to take it at like race pace, or are you going to use that as like a tempo workout?
I haven't decided yet. So my PR, I don't know. My PR is from Long Beach, which is so flat. And so I'm like,
the best half ever.
The best half ever. And I'm like, man, if I try to PR, like I'm going to put too much pressure on myself. And like, if I'm going to be mad if I don't PR. So that's why I'm like, should I? But then I don't know. But last year when I did with Haley, okay, I've mentioned Haley in every episode, literally every episode. Yeah. Shout out to Haley.
Our girl Haley. I don't know you, but I know you.
It's like, you know her. But so it's her first half marathon. She's like a pro cyclist, but in her off season, she's like, I'm going to do a half marathon. And I was like, okay, that's crazy, like off season behavior. And she's like, kept texting me. And she's like, I really want to do, I think she said like 155. And I was like, easy peasy, I got you. And then she's like, maybe like 150. You're like, and I was like, let's go. Yeah. And then she's like, you know what? Like, I would love to go like a sub 150, maybe sub 145. And I was like, let's do it. It's her first half marathon. And I was running with her and I paced her up to a 144 for her first half marathon.
You're a good pacer.
Thank you. I felt bad because I was taking a video. So every mile I would take the phone out and be like, you won. But we were both doing it together. But you can see her just like deteriorating. And like by the end, I don't think she's like mad at me, but like,
yeah, it's kind of like,
I think she's annoyed. By like mile 9, she's like, mile 9, like at the camera, just like, meh. And then at the end, you go into the Rose Bowl and you go around like a lot. Like it's like 2 or 3 miles from like there to the finish or whatever. Yeah, and it's kind of uphill on one side. And she was like, I was like, she is so over this. I could tell. But then she was really happy at the end, so it was good.
It's always fun. I remember I paced my friend Kristen at the Surf City Marathon. No, half marathon. Yeah, and it was the whole at the beginning we're like, woo. Everyone's nice, but you're trying to keep spirits up. And then it gets to a point where they're like, shut the fuck
I know. Isn't that funny? It's like,
come on, let's push it last mile. Let's go. Come on, PR baby. She's like, Michelle, I'm going to walk. And I'm like, okay.
Do what you need to do, girl.
Do what you need to do. Yell at me. I don't even care. It is crazy, though, the emotions you go through in a race when you're feeling good to feeling bad within like 10 seconds.
Yes, it was funny. And then you can kind of see in the videos, too. I kind of remember... I think the first 6 she was like happy, and then I think at one point it like dropped, and then she must have gotten a second win, and then it was just like
yeah. But
the emotions, it was fun.
The second wins and half and fulls are so strong. Do you feel that? Like when you're cycling?
Yeah, definitely. I think like when I did Mammoth this year, so Mammoth Grand Fondo it's like 102 miles. In Mammoth, and it's like 6,000 feet. It's really hard though. It's just like really windy, and I love it though. It's beautiful. But like this year, you get kind of end up with a group of people, and then you get dropped, and then then you end up by yourself, and it's like really hard because then when you're by yourself, you're just like in the wind. Ew, like I just want to die right now. But then you like catch back up with people, and you're like, yeah, let's go. But also like after I eat like gel, or put some carbs in my body, I'm like, let's go. True. So. If you're listening and you don't eat during bike rides or runs, you should probably reconsider. Just saying.
Even for the mental push too. Like right after I take a gel, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Even like I'm like, it's in my mouth. I'm like, I've absorbed it and I have energy.
I did that today on my run. I took a gel and I was like, I'm so fast now. But it was like 1 second later. So yeah.
Exactly. Same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You did 12.2 today, an hour 40.
I did. It was nice. It was like I said, it was a little warm, which is crazy. And then I haven't felt good on a long run in a really long time. So that made me happy.
Yeah, we need that. Wait, so before your half, will you like slightly taper? Or since it's in the middle of training now?
I need to ask my coach. I think so. I think I'll taper a little bit. So next weekend, probably maybe like a little bit of a shorter, maybe like hour 20 long run. And then maybe next week might be like a little bit more chill. And then after that, we're jumping right into marathon training.
Oh my God. I'm so excited for you.
Coming up, girl. 2 months.
Guess what happened to me yesterday?
Tell me.
My toenail finally came off.
Was it your big toenail?
No. So when I lose a toenail, it's usually the second toe, like the pointer toe on my left side. Okay. And it's a cycle. Every like 4 or 5 years, it's coming off.
Mine's my middle on my right foot because that's my longest toe, which is gross.
That's cute. That's better than having the second toe be the longest like mine. My pointer toes are just out of control.
Did you keep the toenail?
Actually, this is what I was going to ask you. Okay, just to answer, no, I didn't keep it. But
like, I was like, hold on.
Like I felt this pain, like this pressure, and I was like, why is my toe feeling like this? I have been wearing my trail shoes a lot, and it's like, I don't know, not the same as your road shoes, but it's like icy and slippery, and it's like a lot more impact. And so I think like, maybe that had to do with it. But I felt the pressure. I looked down and it was hanging on by a thread. If you know, you know. You know?
I know. Oh, I know.
And so I just had
a literal thread.
Like a literal thread. I pulled it off. That's the same look that Dov gave me. I held on to it and I was kind of looking at it. How long do you look at it before you throw it away? Be honest.
Like a few hours. It's like I just said I lock in, look at my hard work. I don't know. know. That's a good question. Probably like 30 seconds at least. Right?
Yeah. I think mine was like 30 seconds, a minute. I was kind of just like, this is so interesting. And then I was like, until the point where it's kind of weird. Yeah, you kind of like, you're like, how thick is my toenail? And then you're like, okay, it's time to go. And then I put it on my bedside table. No, I'm just kidding. Then
waiting for the toe fairy.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Under the pillow. That'd be such a good prank with Dov. Just like put it somewhere where he always goes.
Like a drawer. Oh my gosh. Do you still have it?
I mean, I can go through the trash, I guess.
Go get it.
I'm really upset because I was about to get a pedicure. But there's always a thin, question. There's always a thin layer of nail under it. Yes. I always have them paint it. Do you?
Yes. I was about to ask if it was painted. But yeah, I mean, I don't go as often as I should for pedicures, but there's some polish on there usually. You know,
some people don't paint the missing toenail though. They just go like, like raw dog. I'm not going to say that again in this episode. I swear.
You could say it as much as you want. Do you think that nail salons should give you a discount if you're missing a toenail, like 10% off?
Yeah, literally.
Right.
I'm going to say yes because I am generally missing a toe. No, but I want them to paint over it. So.
Oh, I see.
I'll pay
because there's still a little bit of a layer there. Okay, when yours fall off, because mine's the same. It's kind of like a cycle. Like it's like once every few years. Sometimes I kind of just have to it hurts so bad. Okay, it fell off once for the first time. The pressure and
your middle one.
Yes, the middle one, and then every time it grows back like really fucked up. Does that happen to you? It's like kind of like
they always look a little different.
It's a little different. It's like thicker and like kind of like coming up at an angle, and then every single time I run,
never
grows back right. Not every time I run, but when I do like a race, I get a blister underneath that toenail.
And then it causes like 3 months later, it might pop off.
It might, yes, and it's like relief when it does. Sometimes because it hurts to pull it off. This is so gross.
We
already talked about my saddle sore. Like if it's gonna come off,
your horse ST,
I'll just do it, but you this is so gross, but I'll take like a needle and just like stick it into the blister.
The pressure. Yeah, to like pop it.
And it's like sweet relief.
Honestly, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Doctors are saying, don't do it. But I mean, I get like with a blood blister, it could be a lot worse.
Right.
But sometimes when it hurts, you got to relieve it.
Yeah, and nothing's happened yet. So nothing bad's happened. I still have my toe, but this is another gross question. Whenever you pop the one under the toenail, it this is so gross. Okay, so I'll like stick a needle in it and then I'll like squeeze the like white or not even white, it's like clear, the water out of it.
If it's white, go to the doctor.
Yeah, it's clear. But it like makes a sound, like I can hear it coming out. It's like deflating.
Everyone's
like, that's crazy.
Listening.
I know. Everyone just shut the podcast off. I apologize.
No, honestly, everyone knows. If you know, you know.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
They know. They're
not
lying
gonna
if
know.
They don't know.
No one's gonna know.
They know.
What's up? Someone meme. No, I completely get that, and I'm here for you. And thank you so much for your vulnerability.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone.
So going back to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Because you went to the game. I feel like we need to hear about that. That was a really fun day. That was a crazy day. You ran a 5K that night.
It was insane. So yeah, the hardest part of the 5K. So like we went to watch, there's this bar in LA called Cosm. It's like a dome. And so when you're watching it was sick. But when you're there, it looks like you're in the stadium. Like at a game. It's really crazy. Cool. It was like actually insane. So we went there to watch some other football game. It was Boise State and Penn State. And so
what time was this at?
That was at like 4:30 is when the game started. So we finished the game and then drove back, which was like all the way in Inglewood. And then we went to In-N-Out by my apartment, but we didn't eat In-N-Out till like 8:15. And I was like, I never eat dinner this late, and I have to run a 5K like soon.
At midnight.
So I had at midnight, and so naturally I had like my double animal style fry because I was like, let me just load up right before I run
animal style before the race. Animal style fries. That's so badass.
That was a lot of
really
food.
Testing the stomach right there.
Really testing the stomach. Luckily, I have a pretty strong stomach. So we ate it, and then we came back. And the hardest part of the whole thing was coming back to the apartment. It was like 8:30, 8:45, and we had to just sit around for 2 more hours. And you're just sitting there and everyone's like tired and it's cold outside and you're like, I don't want to go back out there. But then we got there to the parade and it's on the 5K, but it's on the parade route. So people, I think like tradition, like family traditions, whatever, like the whole entire 5K route was lined with people who camp out for the parade. And
so people were actually there sleeping.
Literally sleeping on the street. Like some people, like not even intense, literally just like in their folding chairs, just curled up. And it was cold. It was like 40. And these people are just sleeping outside. And like, it's so funny because we literally, I mean, I get it. It's like definitely tradition for people. But the next morning we just walked over from our apartment and then walked right up and stood there. Like you don't need to camp.
Like you don't need to secure your spot.
Yeah, you really don't. But it's like, I guess it's like a thing. So
okay.
It was hype though. They count down to midnight and then we were off on the 5K and I was like wearing the most ridiculous outfit, but
it was perfect.
It was really fun. It was hype. Music was bumping everywhere. People were cheering. I was like, this is lit. And I was like,
built-in crowd support.
Yeah, literally building crowd support. And I was like, I wasn't gonna, because of the in and out in my tummy, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like take this all out. But then you start running and you're like, let's go.
Heart rate 204.
Like, probably like 230. And then Colleen Quigley was there, best friend, as we know. No big deal. So
Did she say hi?
She yelled because it was out and back, and I yelled at her because she was winning, and she was so majestic, like a beautiful gazelle. She run by, and I'm like, oh my god, go Colleen! Like we're best friends, and yeah. So they finish, and then Jordan's family, Jordan and his parents just walked. So you like run out past the finish, like another mile or whatever, turn around, come back, and then so his parents didn't. They just walked to the finish. So it was like a mile. And then they're like, we're not going to do the whole thing. And then we got in the car and then I was back in bed by 1 a.m., which was crazy. After a 5K, you're like hype. So I could like barely sleep. And then woke up at 5:30, went to the parade, walked over.
God, 5:30 a.m.?
Yeah. So like 4 hours of sleep. So woke up and then, it's like 2 mile walk. So we walked to the.
And you had to shower, I'm assuming, right?
Oh, yeah. Like I got cute because I was like, I have a whole day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we walked to the parade. It was like perfect weather. Saw the parade for like a little bit and then we went and got brunch because I was like, I'm here for the brunch. I mean, the parade's cool, but like,
how long is the parade? Again, I don't get it.
It's like it's like 8 to 10. Yeah, I'm not like a parade girl.
8 to 10?
It's 8 to 10. It's long.
Did they throw like candy at you at least?
No, nothing. No candy at all.
It's not a thing anymore? I thought that they do that.
No, they just, all the parade floats are made out of roses and organic
so it's
material.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. So we went to brunch at like 9:30 because I was like, we got to get in there before all the parade goers, because I was hungry.
She's a brunch expert.
I'm a brunch expert. So we went there and then we went to a bar, had some beers. Then we walked to the Rose Bowl and went to the game. And our tickets, so we did Pasadena resident lottery. We had great seats, but they were in the Oregon fan section. And obviously we're like decked out in Ohio State gear, but luckily we were in kind of like our 2 rows were all the Pasadena resident lottery people, and so like everyone in our 2 rows were pretty neutral. So I was like convincing everyone to cheer for Ohio State. But this is crazy. So there's this guy standing behind us. He's a little rough around the edges. I don't think he's in the Pasadena resident lottery. He said he was in town for work, and he was like, yeah, I got a ticket to the game, and he was like, I'm not like a fan of either team, but he's like, I'm cheering for Ohio State. And I was like, hell yeah. And then he started talking to we love him. So he started talking to this guy next to him and he's like, yeah, I've been hungover for 3 days, so I'm not drinking today. And I was like, damn, he's had a great New Year's. So whatever. So he leaves. I forgot about him. He just like was gone. Right. So we watched the game. Oregon loses by a lot. No offense to the Oregon fans. I lost also when I posted.
It's just facts.
It's just facts, but I like posted a lot about the game on my story, and on that day I lost 100 followers on Instagram. And I was like, is it because they hate Ohio State, or was I just that? I know I lost like 96
like,
one day.
We're not here for
88.
football. We're here.
We're here for triathlon. Do not post anything but triathlon content. But I was like, alas. Anyway, but being in the Oregon section wasn't that bad because like once they started losing, they were fine. Like and we weren't annoying. You know what I mean? We're not like, yeah, Ohio State, like trying to like cause a scene, whatever. So
that's not even annoying.
Fourth quarter, like they come back. The guy comes back. Oh wait,
Which
sorry.
One? Rough around the edges guy or the guy who was talking to?
Rough around the edges guy. I need to rewind a little bit. So rough around the edges guy is like, yeah, I've been hungover for 3 days, blah, blah, blah. He's like talking to some other guy. And then he's like, yeah, my buddy's here. he just got out of prison yesterday after doing 20 years. And I was like, damn, like that's a good first day out of prison.
You're talking to him?
No, he's talking to the guy behind. No.
You're like,
I'm eavesdropping. Yeah, okay. He's like, he's back there talking to another guy, not to me. And I was like, oh my God. So Jordan and I like look at each other when he says that. We're like, damn. So anyway, guy leaves.
Okay.
Forgot about him. Went on with our day. Fourth quarter, the guy comes back with another guy. It's the prison guy.
Oh my God. I'm so into this story.
He was standing right behind me. And I was like, oh my God. And then they were both so drunk. So I guess the guy, rough around the edges guy, he was like, I'm not drinking at all. I've been hungover for 3 days.
Yeah, prison guy convinced him. I mean, day one out of prison. Come on.
Yeah, day one out of prison, he's like, they're partying. So yeah, the prison guy, he was decked out in Iowa State gear. Not Ohio State, Iowa State. So
he didn't get the memo.
Like, yeah, he didn't get the memo. He's like, I don't even know who's playing in this game. I've been locked up. And he's just like, yeah, I'm supporting Ohio State today. But he's like, I'm a big Iowa State fan, blah, blah, blah. And all I could think about was in the time that he got out of prison yesterday and then before the game today, where did he find all this Iowa State gear? / is that what he was wearing when he got booked and put in jail? Like that's the only clothes he had when he got out of prison? Or like, I had so many questions.
I want to go. Let's go with that scenario. You should have asked him.
I know I should have asked him. He's just like, yeah, I like wore these. Oh, this is what I was wearing the day I went to jail. And then like, I don't know. So then the guy, so they were super drunk and they were fine. They weren't like being annoying or anything, but they kept being like, they were kind of talking to us, but I was kind of like trying not to because I was like, they're kind of scary. And then the one guy was like, I'm gonna rush the field. Ohio State's gonna win.
No,
and then he
kept
saying,
prison
like,
guy or rough around the edge?
Both of them.
Oh, both of them. What a thing to do.
Yeah. And he kept saying, he was like doing a chant, something about Oregon Ducks can't play football worth a fuck or something. I can't remember. And I was like, you guys are gonna fight. So anyway, then he's like, I'm gonna rush the field. He's like, I'm gonna go naked. I'm gonna rush the field. And I was like, you probably shouldn't do that. You just got out of jail.
Please tell me he did.
His PO.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he didn't.
He's talking about his PO.
Well, actually, he might have. Literally. He's like, fuck my PO. No, just kidding. But he had been talking about his PO, so that's how I confirmed that it was the prison guy. So yeah, then they left.
I love that you're listening to this entire conversation.
I was like not even paying attention to the game because Ohio State was winning by so much, and I was just like, this is some
here
tea
for the plot
right now. And then the one guy's like, yo, I gotta piss. And then they left. And then that was it. I didn't see them again.
Oh.
So yeah, that was
I want to know what they're doing. How are they?
I don't know. They were talking about they're like trying to go out. The one guy was like, the sun was setting because it's beautiful. You know, I'm a little biased, but the state is just beautiful. And like the mountains are right there and they're like purple from the sunset and purple mountain majesty, you know, from that one song.
Yeah.
And purple mountain majesty. And
that's
the
like a
like,
USA song right there.
Right. So American. So then this prison guy is like, man, kept talking about how his phone was off. He's like, I can't turn my phone on, blah, blah, blah. Because like some guy, I don't know. And then he's like, man, I'd love to take a picture of that, but I can't turn my phone on. And I was like, can't you just put it on airplane mode and then take a picture? But I was like, this might be the first time he uses an iPhone in his life. Probably doesn't even know about airplane mode because he's been in prison for 20 years. But also, one more thing is, what did he do? Because 20 years in prison is a long time.
I mean,
that's bad. Like he killed someone or something.
I don't think he killed someone. 20 seems not long enough.
That's true. But something more than like
maybe he robbed
shoplifting. That's kind of cool.
Maybe it was a third strike.
That's true. He didn't seem like he seemed.
I like to think he rushed the field naked at an Ohio State game. No, sorry, an Iowa State game.
They're almost the same thing. Yeah, that's probably what happened. That's what happened. He got arrested. That's why he was in the clothes. He was at the game, went to jail 20 years.
That's it.
There you go. Solved the mystery. So,
everyone, you're welcome.
Yeah. That was my New Year's Day.
You must have passed out after that.
Oh, girl. We came back. So, luckily, I mean, the game was at 2, and we walked home. We were home by like 6:30, and then I fell asleep by like 9. It was amazing. Slept like a baby.
And was that your off day of working out? Was your 5K at midnight?
Yes. That was my rest day, even though I did technically work out that day.
Crazy.
Oh. Another thing was when we were leaving the stadium. Again, we weren't being assholes, but a lot of Oregon fans had already left early because they were losing. And some guy was so mad, like this Oregon guy, and he like walked by and he's like, yeah, have fun living in Ohio. And I was like, I literally walked here from my apartment. I was like,
People
you're
get
in my zip
so
code.
mad.
I know.
Like,
but I was like,
sorry.
You can't yell at me in my own home. I was like, do you know who I am?
Did you speak back to him?
I did. I said, I was like, literally, do you know that I'm the local legend of the Rose Bowl with Strava? But yeah, he's like, have fun living in Ohio. And I was like, you're literally in my zip code. Like, get out of here.
I can't with people. Wait, also, you saw two people that knew you from social media.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was exciting too. So we were standing for the parade before the parade started, and I like turned around to take a selfie, literally arm out, like just like, and then this guy is like staring at me. Yeah, giving influencer. And then this guy walks by and he's like staring at me, and I'm like, this is embarrassing, because I was like, he's probably staring at me. And then he walked over and he's like, are you Carolyn? And I was like, oh. I think that was Joe. That was Joe from Pennsylvania. I'm gonna feel really bad if his name wasn't Joe. But then at the game, this guy sitting like 5 rows up, like super close to us. He wasn't either. He was like wearing, I think he was wearing navy, so he wasn't a fan of either team. But he like walked up, and he came from New York. His name was Parker.
New York.
And he was like, "Are you LA New York?" And I was like, "Oh my." He's like, "I love your work," and I was like, "Oh my god."
Yes.
I was like crying in the club. I was like, "That is the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Thank you."
It makes me so happy.
Your work. I know. I was like, this is, yeah, that was cool.
Well,
good stuff.
That's badass. I also am in a hate relationship with Instagram right now.
Yeah.
I'm posting bad content. I actually attempted a trend, but I don't think anyone picked the one I posted today with like,
I thought it was funny. And
I knew you thought it was
inspired.
Funny.
I did. And have you seen the trend too? Like kind of similar to that one where it's like all the emojis and they like say a state, like a sentence or whatever, or that would match the theme of the emoji. So it'd be like a devil, and then you have to say it like a demon, and then the next one's like really excited. Have you seen that?
No. And like the girl one, you like talk like this.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to. Oh
my god, I want to do voice. Can we both do that?
We should do that. That'd be so fun. We could put it on the yes, and then put it on like the podcast Instagram. We need more content.
Podcast Instagram. Oh my god!
I'll send you. I'll find it on TikTok. It's like not trending now. I saw it like a while ago, but I always thought it was like funny. And then I was literally probably 2 years ago, and I was like, I'm never gonna post this on my, because it's not like triathlon and 100 people will unfollow me. So
perfect to post on going off course. Let's pick emojis that we think have a voice, and then record ourselves doing it. Not tell each other how we do it, and then we'll like morph them together and see how similar they are.
We'll like each like I'll go, you go, whatever. I think that
you go, I go, you go, I go.
We should say. I was gonna say something about the like going off course. Like we're going off course.
And all the names. We're going off course.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're going
off course.
Go on Instagram and see what it turned out to be. Should we answer some questions?
We should.
Well, okay. I'm going to double check Instagram to see if anyone added anything, but we should probably start off with the chafe question since we talked about chafing.
Yes.
So the answer or the question is, what's the best way to protect chafing when it arises? You take it away and then I'll add in.
Okay. So is this like after you've already started chafing or just to prevent chafing beforehand? I guess
really
either
good
one.
Question. Maybe let's start beforehand.
Because I don't know how to help during, because that's you're pretty much screwed. Okay, so for me, the big trouble spot is the heart rate monitor area.
With the sports bra.
Yeah, that I always wear heart rate monitor when I run. So I use like Body Glide, just like the deodorant looking like blue bottle of it. I just like rub that on every time I run, and then I'll hit the inner thighs, just in case it's a chafe week.
A little slab.
And then
slap it on
for
there.
A triathlon, as all the triathletes listening know, the neck is the worst area for chafing.
The neck
from your wetsuit, because when you're swimming, you're like kind of looking up a lot, and there's like zippers and stuff back there. It's just like I've literally bled. Like when I did Oceanside a couple years ago, I had dried blood coming down the front of my neck because I'm bleeding. I get on the bike and the blood's like dripping down my neck.
Oh my god!
But I know, it's like you really can't. It's not ever like it just happens to everybody, but
hard to practice that too.
It is it's SBR Sports Tri Slide. It's like literally like Pam, like anti-stick spray that you use when you cook, But for your neck, like it's also great anywhere on your body. Just spray it all over.
You could have said like dry shampoo or,
Yeah. But I just spray it all over my neck. It's like dripping with it. And that really helps. I won't lie. So that's kind of what I do.
So after you get out of the pool, you spray that on and then continue?
No, before the race starts. Yeah. Because the swim is the first thing, So yes. Sorry, Jordan just left. The door's really squeaky. Hopefully the mic didn't pick that up. Anyway, yeah. So I put it on before the triathlon.
Okay.
And then
it lasts.
Well, it only needs to last for the swim.
Yeah,
that's the only time you're wearing a wetsuit. So then you take the wetsuit off, and then usually I'm good. Sometimes I'll get a little chafe in the front because the tri kit has like a zipper up the front. So sometimes I get a little chafe where the zipper is. Also sometimes my butt, like cheeks, chafe. But there's like, I guess you could just put like in between, like in my crack.
Like the crack.
Yeah. Just from like being wet, like for hours, like on the bike and just moist, feel like sweaty and
just
wet,
like
you're on the bike
twerking. It's
you're just twerking, and then it's just like the cheeks are rubbing together. So sometimes, but then I'm like, I guess I could just put some stuff in the cheeks too, but I never really think about it.
Non-endurance people wouldn't just.
So sorry if you're listening to this.
They think we're disgusting, but it's true. It's stuff you have to deal with. You slide the chafe stuff right between your cheeks like you're wiping?
Never done it in my life, but now it's like you don't realize it's chafe until you like get in the shower later, and then like
100%.
Yeah.
That's how I found the crotch
one. Now that I'm
one.
thinking about it, I'll hit the cheeks next time.
No, that's a great tip. I feel like
thank you.
Chafe, body glide. I also use one called Babe something. Do you know that brand? They're great. They also have an after chafe care. If it's not like an open wound, you can put it on there to help with. Because when you like chafe and it turns like brown, like discolored.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You can put that on it, and I think it's
that's cool.
Like a natural way to help with the fade of the coloring. Freaking love that stuff. And I also feel like you were saying earlier, when it's your time of the month and you're just more likely to chafe. I always make sure to wear clothing that I know I don't chafe a lot with. Like sometimes my cute sports bras, I'll chafe. I usually chafe in my armpit. And I usually only chafe. You know what I mean? Like the little like boob fat right there. But it's only during the period week, the luteal phase. And so I have to wear my sports bra that I know is going to be, a little bit nicer to me at that time.
I feel you.
To guarantee. Oh, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I also forgot to mention on the bike, chamois butter.
That's chamois butter.
Every cyclist probably uses chamois butter. But if you're a new cyclist listening and you're like, how do I make my vagina hurt less? Chamois butter. It's like a big purple
juicy
tube.
Down there.
Keep it juicy. It's like this thick. It's like thicker than lotion. It's thick. And then you just like
lube.
Just put a big pile of it in your hand and you just whoop, right on your crotch. And that really does help. And I'll put it on before a triathlon. And it generally like stays on throughout the race just because like I'm wearing a wetsuit. So like the water isn't really getting in there as much. So by the time I'm on the bike, it definitely like helps.
It's like Vaseline.
It is. Very similar, actually.
Oh my God. We should look at the active ingredients in it.
We should. They have one that's for her. It's pH balanced.
Oh, shit. Shouldn't the guys have pH balance too? Shouldn't we
Probably.
all?
Probably.
You're like, it's pH balance and it's pink.
And it's pink. But if a guy uses it, his wiener will just fall off. Because it's for women only, for the girls.
Women only. God, let us have something.
Yeah, damn.
So we have really good chafe solutions. I love that. Somebody asked, just tips about training for a tri. So let's say you're in the weeds. Let's say this is your first time try. You're getting into it. You're trying it. Sorry, I went there.
Love it.
What are your let's say top 3 tips for a beginner triathlete during training?
That's so funny that you asked this question because I'm literally because I put it in my notes app this morning because I'm like, whenever I think of a real idea, I put it in my notes app.
Same. So, I text myself.
Oh, that's smart too.
That's kind of depressing. Keep going.
No, it's not. And I was thinking, I've done this before, but I was like, it'd be good to do a reel where I list like top 3 things I wish I knew as a beginner triathlete or something like that, or tips for a beginner triathlete.
Very serious for you.
Yeah. And it is. And I think I posted that before, but anyway, I was thinking about it. So my top 3 things, and this is going to ruin the reel, but I'm still going to post it anyway.
You have to.
I have to, because there's going to be a lot of people.
They'll do well in the algorithm. We can already tell.
That's true. We can already tell. And then if you listened to this podcast, and you can just skip that reel. But I would
you're gonna
say
like it.
Then just you don't have to watch it. Let me think. Okay, so the number one thing is, like, I think you can get away with doing a triathlon and being like a beginner triathlete and not having to spend $1 million. I know it sounds like it's impossible, but my biggest thing though, like, you can get a bike cheap. You can get like a used bike, you know, whatever. You don't have to invest $10,000 in a bike. Steal it from your neighbor. And I think the biggest thing is getting a professional bike fit. That is something you want to spend money on. Like I said, if you have a bad bike fit, you could get saddle sores, you could injure yourself, just be like generally uncomfortable. So that's like one giant
back pain, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, for sure. So again, you don't have to spend $1 million on everything, but I do recommend investing in a good bike fit. And then the other thing is practice your nutrition before race day. I always say this because, like, you need to fuel your body, especially if you're doing like during a sprint or Olympic. Like an Olympic, I might have like a gel or two, but like on a half Ironman or a full Ironman, like, you're eating a lot to keep your body going, and you need to practice that before race day because you need to see what your body needs. Because I wasn't the best at this in the beginning, and I struggle with like cramping in my muscles because I wasn't getting enough salt, right? And now I know I need like hella sodium. So now I take like tons of salt pills during races. And then this one is so cheesy, but number 3 is have fun. Because everyone's like, that's fucking stupid. But I think sometimes...
No, it's true though.
You're like...
Don't take it too seriously.
That's true. People take it very seriously. And like, you can show up to a race and everyone's so intimidating. I remember like when I first started, I would come to a race and I was like, okay, everyone here is like, it's just scary. Everyone's kind of intimidating. But then you're like, I think that's what my Instagram helps with, I hope, is like making the sport seem more approachable. But
it does. You do a really good job of that.
Thank you. That's the goal. It's just like, it's just fun.
And it is intimidating. Like
it
the bike,
is intimidating.
That's what intimidates me. I don't understand how to change a tire. I don't understand.
Oh, wait, that was my other. Actually, just reminded me of one of the ones I'm putting in the reel is learn how to change a tire. Or get tubeless, which is like there's no tube in there. So it's supposed to have sealant in it. So if you get a hole, it's supposed to fill itself up, and it's kind of cool. But if you don't have tubeless wheels, you should learn how to
technologically incredible.
Yeah. But yeah, have fun. I mean, I think, again, we take it too serious. And let's be honest, out of this whole entire sport, like 0.5% of people actually make money and it's their actual job. So for the rest of us, it's just a hobby, and hobbies should be fun because, like, why would you do a hobby that's not fun? You know what I mean? What's the point?
100%. I feel like with running too, like if you were wanting to get into running at first, I can see, especially, so for me, triathlons are still like a little intimidating, just like the bike aspect of it. Like, I know I could probably do a try, like I can swim, I can do the stuff, but to know how to train and all that, it's always intimidating. But I realize too, people are really intimidated by running if you don't do it regularly.
Yeah.
But I also think
true.
You think people are looking at you, but no one is when you're out on a run. Or
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
When you're first getting into it, it's kind of like, okay, well, am I wearing the right outfit? Do my shoes look silly? You're just kind of a little freaked out about it. But just knowing that literally no one cares, even though sometimes when I'm at the gym, now that I'm getting back into the treadmill, I always try to guess what the person's workout is on the treadmill. But that's for me.
That's kind of fun.
I'm like,
that's for you.
A lot of people do the 10, 30, 30, or what's it called?
Oh, isn't that the walking
10%
one? 10%
incline?
Yeah, 15. I've seen that. A lot of the TikTok girlies.
A lot of TikTok girlies doing that. I'm like, you go. But I always try to guess like how far and how long and whatever. Which
fun.
I thought of a fun game.
Tell me.
If you need to get your strength training in and you're in the gym and you don't really want to do it and you don't like have a plan, but you just want to get a little something in, look at someone on the treadmill and tell yourself you're going to strength train for as long as that person's on the treadmill.
I like that. I should do that because I don't strength train. So
with your $50 a month gym membership.
Yeah, it's been getting paid for like 2 years. Haven't gone in like a year
in LA.
I know. It's just LA Fitness too. Like it's just
LA Fitness, man. Okay, another question. Favorite places that you've ever run, bike, or swam? Run, biked, in the past tense.
I love that. Oh my God, that's a great question. No one's ever asked me that question before. Okay.
Shout out Bradley.
Yeah, good question. Okay. For favorite places I've ever swam, open water, I would say. And when I was on my honeymoon in the Seychelles, that was really cool. It was just really pretty.
That's a
setting.
Good one.
That's a good one. It was really hot. The water was so hot. So like I was actually dying afterwards because it was also hot outside, but it didn't even matter. And then
the ocean was just so hot. Like it was so hot, you guys.
I didn't even need a wetsuit.
Well, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
Love that answer.
I guess as far as pools go, I don't even. They're all the same. I would say the Rose Bowl pool where I swim now.
Such a D1 athlete swimmer.
I know, right?
You're like, now let's the pools.
Let's talk about the pools. My college had a really nice pool, but it was indoor. But the Rose Bowl pool is really nice. It's like outside. It's hard not to like. I don't know. I'm happier when I'm swimming outside, obviously.
Yeah,
even when it's like colder out here, I'm like, I just can't swim inside. As far as cycling goes, oh wow, there's like a billion places I've ridden. There's like a billion places I want to ride, haven't ridden yet. But I really like Mammoth, so I've done that Mammoth Grand Fondo twice, and it's just like, oh, that's my favorite pool. Okay, I'm sorry. Rewind. Okay. That was my favorite pool. There's a pool in Mammoth. It's like outside. It's like down. You come out of Mammoth, and then cool. You go down, and like I posted a reel about it. It actually blew up, but it's like the most beautiful background because it's just like the Sierra Nevada.
I remember that.
I love that pool so much. If I lived, I would thrive. But anyway, that's also like one of my favorite places to ride just because it's like I'm obsessed with the Sierra Nevada. I'm obsessed. Like if I could go up there every weekend, I would. It's just so beautiful.
The beer.
What?
Sierra Nevada beer. Just kidding. It's from my hometown, Chico. Shout out.
Is it really? Oh my God, that's a good beer. I didn't know it. Good I guess you all know all about that then. But it's just so pretty up there. Makes me happy. And then favorite place I've ever ran. I don't know. I guess I ran in a lot of places because it's easy to run.
Yeah, you can see a lot of places.
You can see a lot of places. That's the nice thing about running. I ran when I was in Hawaii with my friend on vacation, and that was cool. It was just like right along the water.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
that was
Maui.
Nice.
Did you do Maui?
No, I was just in like
Man, I think that's actually a top 5 too for me. Good call.
Right? Good call.
Maui. It's just so like peaceful. And then you get into the streets and they're kind of like up and down hilly and then I'm going to keep going with the run one. I ran in Dov's hometown. I was in France for about a month.
Oh my God.
And it was like this really small hometown in the Burgundy region, kind of near Boone, which is like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just so, like you could run to a little bakery and get a baguette, but it was so out in the open and just, it was incredible. So that was really great. And then in Big Bear, when you do the Big Bear marathon, it's a rebel race. You kind of go down the hill. You do. And,
you do.
Oh my God, the first time I ran it, it was like foggy and the fog cleared. And it was kind of like you had a fog layer and then you could see the sun on the top. And it was just so
cool.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I also doggy paddled in Hawaii once.
There you go. That counts as open water swimming.
Exactly. So that was great.
I don't trail run. Like I think I've got these trail running shoes from Hoka. I've worn thrice. I like doing it. It's so beautiful. I love hiking. I love hiking. I love being in the mountains. I'm obsessed. But
same thing.
It's just like I don't like running in the mountains because it's fucking hard. Because every time I
also you need some good like trail running partners. That's what makes it fun.
That's true. I go by myself usually, and then it's just like the running uphill. I can't do it. I can't run uphill.
You don't have to run the whole time uphill.
Yeah, I walk. I literally walk like the whole thing and then run back. But I did do this trail run when I was in Mammoth. So it was the day after the Mammoth Grand Fondo. So my legs were like shot, and I was like started the run above 10,000 feet. But it was so beautiful that I just kept running, and I ended up doing like 10 or 11 miles, and it was just
go.
It was just so pretty. I was like, I have to keep going, and I ended at this like, I can't remember the name of the trail. I could look it up, but it like ended at this lake, and it was just like, I can't believe this is real. So that was that might have been my favorite run ever. I still think about it every day.
That's so funny. Now you got me thinking about the races I've done in Calabasas. The trails there.
Oh yes, we're talking about this.
They're so cool.
Okay.
And if you know where you're going, you can do big loops.
Next time you're in town, we're doing that. You need to show me because like I told you, I was potentially going out there to Calabasas today for a bike ride. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this one trail after for my long run. Also, by the way, I'm so glad I didn't do that bike ride, because when I finished my long run here, it was like 11:30, and I looked at my friend's location. She was like in Oxnard.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like, this must be, unless she added miles on, which that's a possibility, or it was just like a really slow ride. Because I was like,
Oxnard,
oh my God,
gave me a visceral reaction, by the way.
I know. Ventura County. Oh, so I didn't mean to upset you. But yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been done until like 4 p.m.
No, literally, she was still, so I would have had to finish the ride and then like driven home. And if I was doing my long run after, like we wouldn't have been doing this podcast today. So
luckily your coach was like, Carolyn, no.
He's like, just run. And I was like, you made this decision for me, thank God. But I only knew about that trail. There's this girl that lives around here who's like a really good, she does like ultras and stuff. And I like stalked her Strava, and I found the Temescal Trail in Calabasas. It like goes, you can take it all the way across the Santa Monica Mountains to like Malibu. Which like that's really far. I wasn't going to do that, but I looked at her elevation on that run and I was like, maybe not. And then I DM'd her and I was like, how bad is it really? Because I can't, like, I can visualize bike elevation really well, but not run. And she's like, it's kind of hilly. And then she's like, but it's not that bad. And I'm like, hey, but she's an ultra and she's really good. And
it's almost like she's probably so used to it. That's funny that you said you can't like visualize running elevation as much as bike.
Not at all. No.
Oh, that's so funny. Because I can
weird?
like, I'm pretty good now at knowing how intense it's going to be by the climb in like the amount of miles. You know what I mean?
I think.
Let me know what it was. Do you remember?
So her run was
how many feet? How many miles?
It was 17 miles, and it was like, I think it was almost 3,000 feet. I'm like, that feels like a lot.
It's a lot, but it's definitely doable spread out through 17. It's not like crazy, but it's you'll feel it.
That's kind of what I thought, but I was like, I've been comparing to the Mammoth Run because I was like, I know I could look at my Strava and see how many feet that was. I think it was like 2,011 miles or something, and I was like, that was. So I'm like, okay, now just compare everything to that. But yeah, I don't like. I'll do my long run here. It's hilly here, but I never look. Let me look at my elevation gain on my runs.
You probably do. Yeah, you probably are climbing a lot.
Okay, so I ran 12.2 today, and I gained, 550 feet. That's kind of a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna guess around like 600. Your neighborhood is so hilly.
It's so hilly. I live on like a cliff. Damn. Well, okay, maybe I could have done that trail then.
Yeah, you totally could have. How much did I climb yesterday? Actually, I'm very curious to know how much I climb on the treadmill because I'm not.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about the treadmill more next time. Everyone's like, no, that's so boring. But I am in this I'm in this loop where I'm like, it takes me so long to get used to the treadmill. It takes me at least like a month or two. And during marathon training, I really need to be on it more because I need to do speed workouts. And sometimes you can't do it when it's so icy.
Yeah.
But I don't feel comfortable unless I'm doing like at least a 3 to 4% incline right now.
I get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm going to fall off.
Does your watch calculate treadmill elevation?
I don't think so. I'm looking right now. But I also run so chaotically. My arm up the side, and then I'm like, I'm getting comfortable. I'm like, I have treadmill OCD. I don't know if anyone else does, but it takes me so long to get over it. I'm not seeing the climb. Anyway, well, also, we should probably do our intro.
Oh my God, every time. I was thinking about that when I was, Wait, was that
were
there any more questions?
Those are the main ones. We need to consolidate a list. I think there are one or two more, but we'll consolidate.
We can answer in the next one.
We're going to answer in the next one.
Yeah.
And also email us, goingoffcoursepod@gmail.com. Yeah.
Or is it Going Off Course Podcast?
Let me check. I think you're right. You're right.
How do we not know our
Going
email?
Off Course Podcast at gmail.com.
Also, guys, I made a website. It's like, I haven't even linked it in our Instagram yet because it's like bad. I'm not techie, and I did it on WordPress, and it's goingoffcourse.com.
How did you get goingoffcourse.com?
I literally don't know how no one had that domain. It looks a little wacky on also the funny thing is like at the bottom, it's like subscribe to our newsletter. And I'm like, we don't have a newsletter. And I don't know how to set it up.
Because I'm like,
we should start a new. I'm like, that would be really fun. I would like to write that. But I was like, I don't know if they put their email address in that little thing. I should do it and test it out. But I'm like, where does that go? Does it just go into the ether? Like, it's like subscribe to our newsletter. And I'm like, okay. I got links to each episode and then our YouTube, which check out our YouTube. Subscribe to that, please. And then, Instagram and stuff. So anyway, made a website. So I can code. I didn't code.
It's hella tech. You coded.
Hella tech.
Don't even sell yourself short. She HTML'd.
I HTML'd in the cloud.
Back and front end.
With the HDMI cord.
Circle back. We should do another giveaway soon. The next episode,
we'll figure it out.
You have to tune in because we're giving something away.
Napa.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Maybe like send her in a box. Yeah. One of my cats.
Maybe a cat. Yeah.
Maybe a bike.
Which one do you like more?
That would be the ultimate giveaway.
Bike. One day.
Bike. That would be sick.
What would be the coolest giveaway?
Bike. It would be a bike. No one would ever like that. That'd be crazy though. To like, I mean, you'd have to get a free bike from someone. Well, that would be hard too because people are different sizes and stuff. One day.
True. It would have to be like the company would send the one that the person fits.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Like we wouldn't ship it out.
No. I'm shipping out a bike.
Go to UPS. Like, can you take this?
Can you help me?
How much would that cost to ship a bike? Have you ever done that?
No, I know people that have. When I was trying to sell one of my bikes, I remember I was getting like, I said local only. And I ended up selling it local, but I kept getting DMs of people that were like, I like can fly into LAX. He's like, just have it boxed up. Meet me at the airport. I was like, no.
I can fly into LAX. Holy
yeah, I was
crap.
Like, for a bike. And I was like, it's not that nice. Just kidding. But I'm like, listen, I'm not going to pay to like take this bike apart, get it boxed up for you, drive to LAX. But then some nice girl bought my bike and yeah. She picked it up at my apartment. Nice girl. Shout out to her.
Do you know where she is now?
She actually is from Northern California. Shout out. But she was in town for Coachella. She's like, yeah, we're just passing through. And I was like, oh, I like kind of live near the exit if you want to just pop on over. And she's like, sure. But I follow her on Instagram. Does she follow you on Instagram? Yeah, we follow each other. I like posted it on Instagram and that's how it sold. But cute. I like have seen her with the bike and I'm like, oh my God, Steve. That was his name.
Steve? Oh my God. What are your bike's names now?
Okay, so he was Steve the Stork. The new one is Carl the Canyon is the road bike. And then my TT bike is an A2. His name is Antonio, the A2.
So you only ride men?
Girl, you get it. Oh my God, that's the joke. Because everyone's like, aren't bikes supposed to be girls? That's literally the joke. And everyone's like, I'm like, no, my bikes are boys because I'm riding. Sorry, Mom. If you're listening. Inappropriate.
I love it. I don't know what I would name my bike. I think it depends on the color.
It depends on the color. Yeah, you kind of have to, you just like, wait, you get the bike, you feel the vibe. Carl.
Isn't that, oh, that's a Steve. No, wait, what is the name? What am I again? Freddie?
Oh, Fred.
A Fred. Sorry.
I was like,
dare?
Yeah, Fred.
How dare I call your bike Fred? I didn't mean to.
Can you? But no, it's okay.
Steve is kind of even Fred a little bit.
My bike shop guy, the guy, like my mechanic, his name is Freddie. Like, do I want you? I know. He's not a Fred, though.
Do we trust you?
I know. Like,
no,
he doesn't tell me wrong. Yeah.
I already know what he looks like. Does he have a mustache?
You know what? He doesn't, but like, he has the vibe of a guy that would have a mustache.
He could.
Whatever that means.
He would have a
He would have a great mustache.
Grow a great one. I can tell.
He could grow a thick mustache. It would be. Oh my God, it totally would be. I'm picturing it now.
He's like 5'9", 5'8".
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like on the skinny end.
Yeah. He's like
wears
a little...
like a keychain, like on a what do you call it? A carabiner.
He's got a carabiner of keys. Always a
rolls
little
up
dirty.
His pants. Yeah, of course.
Because he works at a bike shop. Like he can't be clean. Yeah. No.
Grease on the face, or I don't want to be there.
Oh, everywhere. Yeah. You'll go there like he'll have like group rides sometimes from a shop, and like you'll go to the bathroom and the bathroom's just covered in grease. Just like on the sink and just like, I'm like, this is what you want at a bike shop.
I don't want a clean bathroom at a bike shop. Have I been talking into the wrong part of my microphone? I forget if it's like this kind or this kind. I'm just like talking like this.
I would have told you.
I love it. Yeah, thanks. Oh, all right. And on that note,
see you next Tuesday.
Bye. Bye.
it.